Hey guys, what's going on, Total Legion, and welcome back to another Napoleon online battle. Today, I'll be playing as the Brits, along with my ally, who is Firefly Deep, and we'll be taking on Sweden, and of course, the mighty France, who is going to be played as DDAS000 and Stephen Wolfgang. So yeah, this guy is very skillful. He went for Sweden, he had like 5 stars I think, so I'm going up against him. Pretty nervous. The rules I believe was, I think the only rule we had was no artillery, so you could bring as many light infantry as you wanted. Actually we only brought 4, because I didn't really feel like I needed it. The army comps will be on screen, I'll definitely put them up this time, because last time I said they were up there and I forgot and I had to put them in the description, but I'll make sure they are up so this time you can actually go see them. But I got a pretty good army. I've got some foot guards, I've got 3 foot guards, these are going to be my flanking force. And then my main army here, I've got the good old Grenadiers, the Highland foot, along with some of the light foot. And then we have some of these fencibles. And of course my cav, which is the light dragoons. I think I only brought light dragoons. Oh no, I brought some dragoon guards as well. And this is my opponent. He spread his guys out quite a considerable amount. I deployed very like closed kind of area. Like, I was kind of put my guys all together, so I had to match his line. But what I decided to do is just make kind of a diagonal line here. And then my ally over here has got a very spread out army, which isn't always good. It's not always good to have like gaps like this. And then he's now taking on France. He's got these cav, which I still can't pronounce. Look how well he formed. Wait, is a welly a word? Anyways, so he's now reforming here. I've got to say, it was definitely interesting going up against, say, I think it was a 6-star or something. I don't know what I said. I don't even know if I said what star it was, but I think it was a 6-star. It was interesting going up against someone at a high skill as this. He also went as Sweden. Which isn't always the best choice. But you never know. He brought a lot of these line infantry. I think France brought nothing but line. I don't think he brought any light. Yeah, I don't think he did. He just brought a load of line and then 2 cav. Let's go ahead and speed it up here, because not much really goes on. I'm going to be focusing on my side more of things. I will come back and forth over here to my allies. But this is where kind of the main battle happened. He's got his stakes out, which you'll see do come into play later on. I do. I won't say too much because I really don't want to spoil it, but yeah, I think you can already tell what's going to happen. They're really well camouflaged. So he's got his cav here, and all I wanted to do was just kind of just match my cav line with his. That's what I did. I had to move my guys over a bit so I could match that. In this battle, I found that I had more like line infantry than I actually needed. Like, I would have been fine with just these guys here. Just this line here, because I didn't really use these guys until later in. Same with the foot guards over here. Let's put it back into normal speed, because we are actually moving up now. Yeah, so I found like I didn't really need them. These are kind of just a reserve. And these are just the fencibles, which I think is the cheapest unit on the British side. But yes, this guy was continuously like rejigging his units, and it was definitely interesting because I had to keep moving my guys around, try and flank them and stuff. My ally over here sent over some dragoons, which I think he wanted me to go in when his dragoons went in, but there was like little communication between me and the guys, so it was difficult. But yeah. Here I am. Oh wait, is this my Highland foot? Oh yeah. I didn't realise I put another unit of Highland. I think I bring 5 Highland. Did I bring 5? Or was it 4? No, it's just 4. 4 Highland foot. Got my classic setup with the light foot at the front, crouched down. It seems to be working, so I mean, why not? And most of the time, the people who I come up against, they always mess up and go a bit too far, which allows my Highland foot to be in range as well. So, it works. So I've definitely outflanked him on the right. The left, he's definitely got a stronger force, but I got my foot guards, and they should be able to deal with those line infantry. Yep, so here he is now. He's going to come in for a cav charge, my ally. Here he is, with his dragoons. He moves his light and goes into square, and he continues the charge, which is interesting. He's also in this wedge formation, of a diamond formation, which isn't good to do against line infantry. That's mainly for cav, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm fairly certain it is, just for cav. I'm sure you can use it on, like, skirms and stuff, but, you know. So let's see if any action's going on over here. Not too much. My ally's still very spread out, which, like I said, isn't good. It's not good at all. You don't want to be that far spread out. There's a lot of reasons why. I mean, I can just say, for instance, like, look where his skirms are. Like, some of them are in line with his his fencibles and stuff, and etc. Really, what he should have is his skirms at the front. I mean, I know he was probably scared of the cav and stuff, but he should have his skirms or whatever at the front. And then have his line infantry, so the skirms get the first shots off. But well. Yep, so we're now in range. At least these guys are, I think. Yeah, these guys are actually in range. So they're going to get some nice shots off on those guys. My foot guards aren't in range quite yet. I'm actually going to charge his cav here. Because I just wanted to get rid of him. Which would then allow me to swoop around behind. So my light foot are in range. Getting a nice couple of shots off early on. Here comes the charge. I was actually kind of pleased that he met my line like that, because it stopped my guys from going on the stakes. So this now gives me the opportunity to push up my fencibles. This match was very quick, by the way. I mean, it was long, but you'll see what I mean by the quick. Like, very fast-paced movement and stuff. So I've got my guys lined up. I'm probably going to take a bit of friendly fire, but I'm not really too concerned about that. I just want to get rid of his cav, which we managed to do on this one. We're then going to push up our guys even more, which will allow us to push up our Highland foot, so they can get into range. My foot guards are finally in range of his light, so we're going to get a nice couple of volleys off here. Really impressive as light foot. I am always... Any kind of country which has light foot, like this, not the skirms, I'm really impressive every single time I play with them, so I cannot recommend them enough. My fencibles are doing very well over here. I completely forgot you can put them into square formation, so they were a bit exposed over in a minute. But it doesn't matter too much, they're in quite a compact formation anyways. So his ally, the French ally here, has now sent over some of his cavs to deal with my guys. But he's not going to charge me in quite yet. He's still in the diamond formation again, which is... I'm not too sure. I think we both had fairly even, like, teammates. Because me and this guy are around the same rank. And then over here, I think these two were about the same rank. So it was fairly even. That was a nice volley we just got there. I wasn't actually too impressed with my foot guards during this battle, I will say. But I guess they were going up against two sets. Actually, no, these guys aren't even in range, so... Yeah. But I was really impressed with my light foot. As always. Still haven't had to use my grenadiers yet. So, he's actually pushed up those mounted Jaegers. But we should be able to get a nice couple of volleys off and just cut them down. So this is what I mean, like, I probably wouldn't need this whole side, because my units here are doing good. He's now going to commit his Voltigears. He's going for a melee charge, which again is definitely interesting, but it, you know, it's going to weaken my flank, so I just wanted to counter charge in there. These guys have finished dealing with the cav. He actually pulled out, I think. He's now going for a charge on... Yeah, he went for a charge on these skirms. Sorry, not these skirms, his light foot, so I just wanted to pull them back. But I put my Grens into square formation as well. I just kind of panicked in this situation here. I shouldn't have put them into square formation unless I fully knew they were going to go for that charge. Okay, so he's actually going to go for a melee charge here with these guys. These line infantry. It's kind of last resort in this right now. Oh, he's not going to melee charge yet. But yeah, he's kind of last resort and he's pushing up his guys so we can actually get in range. I put my light foot into normal lines, which I will then, well, you'll see what happens here. Put them into normal lines, and then they start to get broken up a bit. so I just wanted to send forward my Highland foot, and I'll draw back my light foot here in a sec. So now we're pushing around on this flank, trying to get angles on him. That's what I always try to do, that's what I always recommend. He actually managed to rout some of my light foot over here, but my Highland foot is still staying strong. And he's actually just going to completely forget about his cav, and we'll just leave him there to get slaughtered. Again, my ally is still very spread out. He's getting shot to pieces against the French army, which is very compact. What I wanted to do is try and finish off these Sweden units as like fast as I can, just so I can go help out my ally. Highland foot are now getting into play here. A lot of this, like, a lot of the line here has been shot by my light foot, which is very surprising. So he's still running down some of my light foot here, but the Highland foot are hopefully gonna finish them off. So I had to pull back my my foot guards here, but I've now reformed them up here in a line of 2. These guys are in a line of 3 actually. And now I'm just going to try and finish off this line infantry. Still pushing around on this right flank. Look at this like angle I've got here. I'm kind of boxing him in. Okay, so here comes the first melee charge. Or the first fully fledged even, melee charge. We're going to get a nice volley off on that side and also on this side. And then we're going to engage in melee. And that is 2 line infantry, I believe, that he's just sent in there. I then wanted to fake a runaway and then I was going to charge back in. And that's what I did. It didn't go particularly successful. I didn't get the charge off, but that's what I was hoping to do. But my foot guards, this is where I was impressed with my foot guards. This situation here, when this one unit of foot guards took out the whole 2 units there. And I've still got my Highland foot who are just going to come in and get some volleys off. So he's actually charged into my grenadiers now. Oh, not really the best of ideas. You don't really want to charge grenadiers if you don't have some of your own. So I'm just pushing up there. This unit of Highland foot, which is only lost 4, and we're going to engage in melee. Look at that. Luckily his line was very thin, so I could just break through that. Still got all my guys here. Just going to keep pushing around, trying to force him into a situation which he can't really escape, so that's boxing him in. So my units here have now come free, so I can now charge into these guys from behind. Look at that, lovely. And they're just going to rout, and that means we have all of these units here, and we can just finish off the rest of this Sweden army. This little cluster. We actually missed the part where I put some of my cabin to the stakes, so I'm kind of happy about that. It was really embarrassing. Yes, I've still got this unit back. This is what I mean, like I've got a lot of units which haven't really been touched yet. I got these guys here. I mean, these guys have been charged by cav, but got this Highland foot, stuff like that. I've got a lot of units which still has a lot of people in it. So all of his guys are going to rout. He's going to start to go ahead and reform over to his French ally. My ally here is losing, I will say. On his right flank he's been overwhelmed, and he's got his guys in a really thin line here. But he's going to manage to hopefully just get into that yeah, he's going to get into that cav square just in time there. Well, look, this is what I'm on about. He's pushed these guys up too far, really, where they're going to be in range of these guys. I mean, to be honest, they're going to be in range anyways, but these guys are in, like, further back than the Fencibles, which, you know, isn't good. And he's not really doing much with them. They're getting the odd shot off on them, but if I was him there, I would just push this right flank and try and force them to move over here and then form a line like this, but, you know. So his Jaegers are running. These are still 80 out of 80. Look how many guys I have left. He came out very, like, really bad compared to what I did. Compared to what I did, even. He lost a lot of men. So I'm now just gonna try and help out my British ally. Try and assist him. He's just being overwhelmed on his right flank. He's been shot by all angles. I think he lost his cav early on as well. Yeah, he lost those dragoons, didn't he? He's got some guys in reserve though, and I was telling him, you need to reform on me. This is where I was forming up. I was telling him, you need to reform on me, and he was like, yeah, okay. But he just didn't move any of his guys. He just kind of left them there to be slaughtered. So there was a bit of lack of communication. So I've still got a general. My good old Sir John Moore. Because why not? And now I'm gonna run down the final couple of his Jaegers so we can finish this one off. But I have a lot of guys. Got my Highland foot here, which still has quite a few units. Same with his foot guards. That's one that's untouched. Let's see this charge. I don't think he realised. Actually, no. Yeah, no, he didn't on this one. Look at that. Instantly charge in and they've gone down to red. And they've broken. See you later. Let's move on to the next one. Did we lose any? No, we didn't lose any in that one. Look at that. Nice. There we go. Goodbye. Got a couple more. My ally's now trying to assist me here by pushing up some of his guys. Let's keep going. Let's go take out this next unit of Jaegers. At this point, he actually gets these guys in range of my general, and also he sends in his general staff to try and support his Jaegers here. So I really want to just withdraw at this point. So we're going to get the charge off anyway, put a bit of damage onto him. But like I said, he's noticed, he's now sending in his general. Oh my god, look how far that guy went. Wow. Yes, my guy's just been shot down, so I need to retreat. So my ally is now kind of realizing he needs to try and reform, try and push around a bit more than he has been doing. Not sure what he was thinking here. Like, what was that? But luckily the French guy withdrew as well. That would have been a good time for the French guy to actually melee charge, I think. But oh well. Look, that's just... Imagine that in a real battle. You just got some skirms up next to some fencibles. Anyway, so my guys have now finally pushed up. They're all really exhausted though, so it's going to take a while for them to move. Because this map is very, very big. So my ally here has now lost this whole right side. And he's guard seamen, and now I'm going to finish off those British foot. Let's get back over to my guys. So I'm just putting up. Who says up? I'm just putting up. There we go. I'm just putting up the rest of my guys, which have a lot of units in. I'm putting up my Highland foot on the right, and then I've got my my fencibles here. And who's this? My foot guards as well. Pushing them up, putting the ones that have all of, you know, the most units in them, or the most men in them, putting them up to the front. Sweden's still trying to hold on. My ally's now pushing up some of his foot here to finish off his Jaegers, but he's not in range, so he's gonna have to keep going. Okay, sorry about that. My game decided to crash, so I think I'm where we left off. Well, at least I hope we are. But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and continue. My the British foot on my ally has now pushed up, and he's now gonna finish off these Jaegers. I think that's where we had left off here. Unfortunately, my ally is still losing his left flank, and he's now gonna pull back even more. His guys are completely exhausted. Look at them. They are running with their heads down. Maybe the fact that the Swiss foot is chasing. Oh, look at this. Now his opponent, the Swiss foot, is not going to charge into the rifles. They should be able to break them. Hopefully. If I was him, I'd push those foot in. How about your guys? but instead he's gonna line up like this. I wasn't too pleased with my ally, I will say that. You probably have got that already, but I wasn't too pleased. But he's gonna melee charge now, which is it is a good choice. It is. There's no cav or anything, so it is a good choice to melee here. I've also got my lifer here and nearly gonna run out of ammo. We're gonna push up my guys, try and fight behind, help out my ally here as much as I possibly can. I mean, in a situation like this, that was my phone by the way, in a situation like this, when you have two, you know, fairly still large, like this is 147, this is 110, against maybe one which has 139, you've got the advantage here, and my ally was running away, but like, I can't diss him too much, because I feel like he was a new player. I can't remember his star, but from what I remember he was a new player, so I don't want to like diss him too much, but it's just little things like that. So if you're a new player and you're outnumbering someone, don't run away. Unless of course you're just being completely demolished, then it's probably your best chance. Oh. Yes, there we go, we got that general. I think that was the Swedish general. Does it show us? I think that was the Swedish general. It could be the French one. No, I think it's the Swedish one. From what I remember, I set my cav or something in, didn't I? So there's only a couple of French units left, and I've still got pretty much my whole army, minus a couple of guys. My ally here is breaking slightly, but he's managed to bring back some of his guys. He's managed to reform a bit here. So I'm just trying to help my ally as much as I can, making this kind of almost semicircle type shape. Like a trapezium or something. Gonna help out my ally here by sending up some of these foot guards. See if I can't help get rid of this old guard. I think he brought 2 old guards actually. Yeah, there was the Swedish general. Was it? Yeah. Wait, no. Could have been the French one. Yeah, I think it was the French general that died. Either way. My ally's now withdrawing. He knows he's outnumbered. I'm still going to continue to push up though on this right flank. He's now pulled back the old guard. Yeah, this is yes, the old guard here. Just going to pull them back. Still got my foot guards here. Oh, these guys are in range now, taking out his skirmishers, or his Voltigears. Oh, then which one of these lost your ammunition? This unit here. They're going to be my melee unit now. They're going to charge if anyone charges me. I don't want to make my guys run because they're already like tired or exhausted. So, and I can afford to just kind of walk them up a bit. My ally has now pushed this guy in, or his guys, sorry, into the old guard in a desperate attempt to break them. But unfortunately, he was the one that was broken in this situation. Still got my Highland foot. Like I said, I've still got it. This is what I said earlier on in the video. You know, I feel like I could have gone into this battle with maybe -3 of some of my units, and we still would have won. Spoiler alert, we win. I mean, it's kind of obvious that we're going to win this one. We completely outnumber him and surround him almost. But yeah, I feel like I could have still won with it. How many guys I have in reserve? I don't even like committed really my Highland foot or my foot guards. So now we're just going to keep pushing around, try and complete this huge semicircle type thing we got going on. That's what I hate about Napoleon Total War. You have to wait until all your guys are like lined up. You would have thought they would have fixed it after Empire and how it was terrible in that. I think they fixed it a tiny bit because I do like notice sometimes even if there's one guy going, they'll still line up and stuff. But this was just horrible. I lost a lot of guys from this little bug. But still, they're gonna look how fast they're shooting. It's pretty good. Constant fire being nailed down on them, but hopefully they can hold up this flank. So now he's gonna charge forward. Oh well, no, he's not. He's gonna charge forward the old guard, who I believe are out of ammo. See if the old guard can take up my fencibles, which they should do. The fencibles are very, very unexperienced compared to the old guard. But hopefully I can get a volley off. Let's see if I do. Again, very close. You guys need to reload a lot faster if you want to get a nice volley off. Come on. Are they going to get a volley? Kind of. Ah, no, not in time. They got a couple of shots off, but not in time. So my guys have got a bit more morale. I think that's because I moved up my general. Where's my general? I don't know where he is. I think it was. Smiley's not pushing up his foot, seeing if he can get a charge off himself. Look at this! Look at this! Amazing. That's how good we worked as a team. But yeah, towards the end of the battle, he definitely became more acquainted to my playstyle, and he, you know, he formed up with me and stuff like that. So I was really impressed with him. But there we go. Look at that nice little, almost L-shaped angle I got going here, or a J. I can just continue to push these guys up. We lose some guys? Yeah, I think this is the light foot I lost there. The old guard have held up strong. Nearly gonna break my units. Oh, now he's gonna push in the charge on the Swiss foot. I think we get a nice little counter charge on this. Yeah, we do. Look at that. Oh, ho, ho. That was amazing. I think my music's gone off. Yeah, put that back up. You can have a bit of music. My foot guards, look all they've been reduced to. Crazy. I think that's the unit I actually committed though. These are my foot guards here, which I didn't. Yeah, I've only lost one unit in this foot guard throughout this whole battle, and it's been nearly 20 minutes. I think a bit more than 20 minutes. And I've only lost one unit. So I'm charging in my light foot. Don't expect them to do particularly well in the melee, but they actually do very good. And they completely rout the Swiss foot. So now there's only 2 French units left. Me and my good old pal, I forgot what his name was, but my good old ally here, we have succeeded in getting a victory against the French and the Swedens. What a great battle though. Amazing. Really, really fun to play. I really enjoyed it. I think my microing got a lot better during this battle as well, moving my guys around. It was a very fast-paced battle. So yeah, I was, you know, I had fun playing it. So let's have a look at the stats here. I deployed 2,284. My ally did 2,264. The opponents here, let's see, the French deployed 2,284, and Stephen, who played as Sweden, deployed 2,184. They lost, well, we all lost about half of our army. Let's see. We all killed about the same except for Stephen, because he went out quite early in the game, if you remember. Here's the unit stats. I'll slowly scroll down on these so you guys can look at them. And there we go. So a pretty good battle. I really enjoyed playing it. I think possibly later today when this video goes up, there'll be a kind of Halloween-y special maybe. Don't hold me to that. It depends on what I get around to. I'm just trying to figure out if I'm going to do it on Medieval 2 Total War or if I'm going to do it on Napoleon Total War. So we will see. But thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys next time.